After analyzing and journalizing business transactions of Abigail, what to do next? Posting from the journals to the general ledger. Posting means the process of transferring the data from a journal entry to a particular ledger account. After the journal entry is made, the data within the entry will then be transferred to another book of accounts called the ledger. There are two types of ledgers, the general ledger and the subsidiary ledger. The general ledger contains accounts that are broad in nature. Examples of these accounts are cash, accounts receivable, supplies, prepaid expenses, and so on. The next type of ledger is called the subsidiary ledger. The subsidiary ledger consists of accounts within accounts in the general ledger. You heard it right, accounts within an account. Say for example, the account, accounts receivable, may contain subsidiary accounts, such as accounts receivable, customer A, accounts receivable, customer B, accounts receivable, customer C. This means that the accounts receivable come from different sources like customer A, B, and C. That is why I previously said that the general ledger is broad in nature because it contains accounts within an account. Next, you need to learn what the ledger looks like. A ledger looks like this. The ledger contains the account title, date of the transaction, posting reference, the debit and the credit column, and the account number. The most common form is the two-column ledger where it resembles the letter T, wherein the left is the debit side and the right is the credit side. Now that you know what a ledger is and what it looks like, it's about time to post the journal entries to the ledger. On July 1, Abigail's journal entry is debit to cash and credit to Abigail Capital. To post it to the ledger, first, make a ledger of all accounts that were used in the business. You can base the accounts used on the chart of accounts made in the previous video. The account number is then written on the upper right corner of the ledger. Locate the appropriate account in the ledger where the entry would be posted. The accounts in the first transaction are cash and Abigail Capital. We now go first with cash. In the journal entry, cash was debited. When we transfer it on the ledger, it should be transferred on the debit side of the account. The date, July 1, must be the same when on the journal and ledger. The posting reference on the general journal is based on the account number of a specified account, which is cash. But the posting reference of the ledger is based on the page number of the general journal. Then, the amount of cash on the general journal is posted to the debit column of the ledger. Next is Abigail Capital account. The process is the same as that of the cash account, only that Abigail Capital is credited or posted on the credit side. First is the date, the posting reference, and the amount on the credit side. It's simple. The first transaction of Abigail is now posted. We move on to the second transaction. On the same date, Abigail paid rent in advance for 3 months, totaling to $900. On the general journal, the entry was debit to prepaid rent and credit cash. Again, you have to locate the ledger of the prepaid rent. Oh, there it is! Just like the first transaction, post it to the ledger of the prepaid rent. As for cash, it should be done the same way. Note that there should only be one ledger for a single account. Together with the first transaction, the second transaction that includes cash is being posted on a single ledger account. The purpose of the ledger now comes into show. It provides the total amount of an account as of the date. For cash, its remaining balance is $5,100, which is derived from deducting $6,000 to the credit balance of cash worth $900. As for the other accounts that were recently posted, their balance still remains the same. It's pretty simple, right? To post the journal entries, you'll just have to transfer the data to the ledger. Try posting all the journal entries of Abigail, and once you're done, you can check your answers at the end of this video.